Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I will show you in this video how to paginate queries by combining query cursors with the limit method in Android. As in the official documentation, we'll use the last document in a batch as the start of a cursor for the next batch. And for that, we'll use a very useful method named startAfter. So let's get started. But first of all, I want to say that we're not gonna focus on how to add data to Firestore or how to display it in the UI. I assume you already done it. So I'll show you my database structure, in which we have a collection that holds as documents a few products. Each document has a single property called product name. Now let's see what I have in my code so far. So I have defined a RecyclerView and set the layout manager as a linear layout manager. I have also a model class named product model in which we have a single field named product name. I also have created a query in which I have first created a new instance of Firebase Firestore by calling the getInstance method. So we'll query a collection of products and the results will be ordered ascending according to the product name. Now I have called get method on our query object and added a complete listener. I also have created a list in which I have added all the objects that I get from the document snapshot object while iterating. In the end, I have created a new object of our product adapter class and set it to our RecyclerView. Now, this is how our simple adapter class looks like and is named product adapter. The item product is a very simple layout file which contains only a single text view. Let's close this and this and let's take a look to our view holder class, which is named product view holder, in which, as you can see, we only set the product name to our text view. When running the app, this is the result. As you can see, all the products from our database are displayed in our RecyclerView. So what are we trying to achieve in this video? Because in the database there are almost 15 products, we'll try to load them in smaller chunks. So first, let's add a limit to our query. And we call limit method and let's pass, let's say, 15. As in the official documentation, let's create now the last visible document using this line of code. So let's copy this and let's paste it over here. Let's do this in a single line and let's replace this with task.getResult. Let's also make this variable as a global variable. And let's delete this from this line of code. Let's also create a toast message. Get application context. And let's say first page loaded. And we pass the toast, let's say length short, and let's call show. Now, let's use an on-scroll listener, which can be created in this way. RecyclerView on-scroll listener, which is equal to new RecyclerView on-scroll listener. And as you can see, Android Studio tells us that we need to implement a method. Let's implement both methods. And let's put the semicolon at the end. In the first method, let's create an if statement. Let's verify if the new state is equal to abstract list view on scroll listener. What we are actually trying to do here is to verify when we are start scrolling. And for that, let's create a boolean is scrolling, which is equal to true. Let's make this variable global. And let's create another one called is last item reached. And let's delete this. In the second method, let's define three integers. The first one will be first visible item, which is equal linear layout manager find first visible item. The second one would be visible item count, which is equal to linear layout manager get child count. And the third one will be total item count, which is equal linear layout manager get item count. Using these new created variables, let's create an if statement. First, we need to ensure that we can scroll, and for that we'll use if is scrolling and parentheses if first visible item plus visible item count is equal to total item count and is last item reached, then the first thing we need to do is to stop scrolling, and for that we'll set the is scrolling to false. Now let's copy this query and paste it here, and let's name it next query. Now we can call, as in the official documentation, start after method and pass our last visible object. We can call now get and add onComplete listener. Let's put the semicolon. Let's now copy these lines of code and let's paste them over here. Let's also copy these lines of code and let's paste them over here. Let's change this with the next page loaded, and let's notify the adapter, product adapter, call notify dataset change, because we have added new products to the list. There are two more things that we need to do. The first one would be to create an if statement and to check if the size of our document snapshot is less than our limit, which is 15. In this case, is last item reached is equal to true. Now, the second thing is to add onScroll listener and pass our onScroll listener object as an argument. And now let's see if it works in our emulator. I have my emulator running, and as you can see, the first page was loaded. We can scroll up and down. If we reach the 15 element, the next page is loaded. Again, we can scroll up and down. If we scroll down to the last element, we see again that the next page is loaded. If we scroll down again, we can see again the next page is loaded, which is unfortunately the last page. So that's it with this tutorial. There is one more thing that I need to say. I have added in the description below a link with one of my answers from Stack Overflow regarding Firestore pagination, and you'll find there also useful code. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in an upcoming video.